My name is Vanessa Williams. I'm 39 years old and I am a lawyer.
My name is Roxanne Torres. I am 38 years old. My position is the Family Court Division Manager. I have been in this exact capacity for about a month and a half fully. But prior to that, I was the juvenile coordinator here within the CNMI Judiciary.
My name is Jacqueline Taitino Cherlahi. I'm the daughter of Francis and Richard Taitino. I've been practicing law now for 25 years this year.
Definitely my dad. He's also a lawyer, but more than that, he just really inspired me to be the person that I am. He was always encouraging me to read, critically think, challenge, and just really told me that I could do whatever I wanted.
Myself, I decided to delve into a completely unfamiliar field, and when the chance presented itself, I decided to test it out. My background includes working with children, youth, young adults, and families in the capacities within the CNMI Head Start program, Northern Marianas College, Saipan Southern High School, all in which I was an advocate and in the supportive role. The Family Court Division is very similar, but more importantly, there's a greater emphasis on contributing to the intent of justice.
It has to be my mom and dad, right? Because my mom stayed home for most of my life, right? And she always served, right? And so it instilled in me kind of this desire to serve in a way, right? To serve the other, right? And then my dad was always the one working, right? So also I saw him work really hard. He was a hard worker, right? So we went from living in a tiny little house to living in a much bigger house, right? And so I saw from him that working hard is really important. So between my mom and dad, I think are the reasons why that I am who I am today.
Has to be definitely that I can see the immediate impact that I have on people's lives because I'm helping them at either a critical point or with a critical decision.
Working with clients and navigating them through the process of the judicial system, and most importantly, when they come to express their satisfaction after their cases.
The most rewarding parts of my job, I think, are adoptions and working with the elderly. My staff actually likes to refer to me as the Manumku Whisperer, right? Because I love to work with the elderly, preparing for the end of life. Because one of the things is what you see in life is we have a beginning and we have an end. You just can't deny it, right? So when you have a beginning and an end, it's absolutely rewarding at the beginning when you're there with a child, placing a child in a home because their circumstances aren't what maybe the birth mother needed or wanted for her child. And so it's rewarding in the sense of placing that child there and now creating this environment for a child that's loving. There's this quote in the Bible from the book of James, right? It's, let your yes be a yes and your no be a no. Anything else is from the evil one.
The quote that I live by is by Emily Matthews, and it goes like this. Whatever the goal we're pursuing, no matter how rugged the climb, we're certain to get there by trying one day at a time. Forever is hard to imagine, the future may seem far away, but we're certain to get there with a wonderful chance to do what we can on that day.
Lately, it's done is better than perfect.
I love music, but I am so horrible at knowing artists and everything, right? You ask me a detail about a case, I can tell you the details about a case. You ask me about a person's life, I can tell you the details about a person's life, but you ask me the name of a song, and the only song that I could think of when you asked me this question was Eye of the Tiger. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, it's kind of like that fight song.
My hype song is Katy Perry's Firework.
I would say it's The Pretender by Foo Fighters. I love the drums.
that is a loaded question when you ask a lawyer that, can I tell you, right? Because, the battle over what's a woman and what's not a woman and what's a man and the gender issues that we have today. Can I tell you, when I am with my children and we talk about these issues, right? Because I think it's important that parents take a very strong lead when dealing with their children, and not to be confused about the way that society wants us to think, right? So I tell my girls, I said, to be a woman is a gift. I said, why? Because I don't try to be equal to the males in my profession. So I don't want to be a man. I don't want to be a male lawyer. I said, I'm happy being a woman lawyer, right? And the gift that we've got is that we've got a factory of life that sits inside of our bodies. Men don't have this.
In my perspective, being a woman is embracing our individuality, visualizing the person that we want to be, and contributing our passion in our daily lives, whether it be as a daughter, as a mother, as a colleague, as a friend, and ultimately maintaining respect to one another.
To be a woman, to me, is just to be human, like any other person. But I think what I feels like to be a woman, especially in today's society, is to be superhuman. Because you can't just be human, you have to be super at everything you do.